The Cordillera Mountains breathe like sleeping giants. Each morning, fog curls between pine trees, and the wind hums through the valley like an old hymn. In this forgotten corner of the Philippines, life is simple but sacred, measured by the harvest, the rains, and the songs of the elders. Among these rugged peaks lives a man the villagers call Lakay, the old one, the hermit, the ghost of the mountain. He is no ghost, though his silence makes him seem like one. He is Andres Lakay Dimatulak, a man once known for courage, a former soldier, a protector of the people, who vanished after a tragedy that broke his heart and soul. No one knows what really happened. Some say bandits killed his family. Others whispered that the town itself betrayed him. Whatever the truth, Lakay has not spoken much in years. He lives in a wooden hut surrounded by pine and stone, surviving on rice, vegetables, and the mercy of memory. He speaks to no one, until the day the world finds him again. Scene 1. The Encroaching Shadow. In the valley below, a convoy of jeeps and trucks arrives, filled with men in suits and soldiers with rifles. Their leader, Don Marcelo Villaverde, steps out, a man whose smile hides poison. A wealthy businessman turned local politician, Villaverde owns half the town and wants the other half. His latest ambition, to turn the villagers' ancestral land into a mining site. With him is Captain Ortega, a former military officer now serving as his enforcer, cold, efficient, and ruthless. Ortega's men set up camp near the river, marking territories with red flags. The village elders, led by Meng Domeng, confront them. "This land is sacred. Our ancestors are buried here." Villaverde replies with a smirk, "Your ancestors are dead. I'm building for the living." When the elders refuse to sign the contract, the intimidation begins. Crops trampled, livestock stolen, and homes burned accidentally. Fear spreads like disease. The people whisper among themselves, "Who will stand for us now?" And slowly, one name resurfaces, Lakay. Scene 2. The Man in the Forest. We see Lakay chopping wood, his movements slow but powerful. His beard is thick, his eyes weathered yet sharp. When he looks at the trees, it feels as if he's speaking to them. A boy named Nilo, about 10 years old, runs to his hut. "Lakay, they're hurting everyone again. They took my uncle." Lakay doesn't answer. He continues chopping wood. The boy tugs his arm, desperate. "You were a soldier, weren't you? You fought for people." The words linger. Lakay stops. His face hardens, not with anger, but with the weight of memory. That night, he sits by the fire, staring at an old photograph, his wife and daughter, smiling under a tree. Then, outside, the wind howls like a cry for help. He grips the bolo lying next to him. For the first time in years, the mountain's ghost begins to move. Scene 3. The Raid. A week later, Villaverde's men raid the village again, this time to drive people out. Soldiers barge into huts, shouting orders. Women and children scream as homes are set aflame. Meng Domeng tries to reason with them and is struck with a rifle butt. Then a shot echoes. One soldier falls, clutching his shoulder. The others freeze. From the tree line, a shadow emerges, bolo in hand. It's Lakay. He doesn't speak. He moves with calm precision, disarming one man, knocking another unconscious, pulling a burning roof beam away from a child. His movements are silent, fluid, like water shaped by rage. By the time it's over, the raiders flee in panic, leaving behind smoke and silence. The villagers gather around Lakay. Meng Domeng looks at him and whispers, "We thought you were gone." Lakay replies softly, "I was, but this land isn't." It's the first line he's spoken in public in years, and the spark that will ignite the rebellion. Scene 4. The Weight of the Past. After the raid, Lakay returns to his hut. He cleans his bolo under the moonlight. Each stroke reflects fragments of his past, flashes of war, of his wife and daughter trapped in flames years ago when bandits raided the town, aided by men like Verde. That was when he disappeared, unable to forgive the people who looked away, and himself for not being there. Now, seeing the same injustice return, the wound reopens. The next day, Lakay visits the graves of his family. He kneels, leaving wildflowers. "I kept silent too long," he says softly. The wind answers with a rustle from the trees, almost like forgiveness. Scene 5. The Awakening of the Village. Lakay becomes the center of quiet defiance. The villagers, inspired, begin organizing. They dig trenches, hide food, and spread news through runners. Lakay trains the men how to defend, using old guerrilla tactics from his days as a soldier. He says, "Don't fight where they are strong. Fight where they are blind." Among his allies is Lina, a widowed teacher who lost her husband to Verde's men. She becomes the emotional heart of the movement, giving hope to those who are afraid. A tender bond grows between them, not romance but mutual understanding born of loss and resilience. She reminds him of the world he thought he'd lost. Scene 6. The Festival of Smoke. To maintain the illusion of control, Don Verde hosts a harvest festival in the town center, complete with music, banners, and military presence. He invites government officials and journalists, portraying himself as a benefactor. But Lakay's people know better. During the festival, while speeches fill the air, a diversion occurs. One of Lakay's men sets off fireworks near the supply depot. Amid the confusion, the villagers sneak into the police barracks to free those unjustly imprisoned, including Meng Domeng's son. Lakay himself stays hidden, watching from the mountainside. His eyes are steady. He knows this small act will provoke retaliation, but it is necessary. As the fireworks paint the sky red, Lina whispers, "You've woken the storm, Lakay." He answers, "The storm was already here. We only gave it a name." Scene 8. Don Verde's Fury. Back in his mansion, Don Verde rages. "Who does he think he is?" he shouts and throws a glass at the wall. Captain Ortega steps forward. "He's an old soldier, sir. He knows how to fight in the shadows." "Then burn the shadows," Verde snaps. "I want him alive or dead." The next morning, Ortega's men begin their assault. Trucks rumble up the mountain trails carrying flamethrowers and heavy weapons. Villagers flee into the woods. Lakay stands on a ridge, watching the smoke rise. He clenches his bolo, knowing this time they won't stop until he's gone. Scene 8. Fire on the Mountain. The battle begins with thunder and fire. Ortega's men storm the village, setting huts ablaze. Lakay's fighters strike from the trees, slingshots, bows, and hidden traps. The forest itself becomes their ally. Amidst the chaos, Nilo, the young boy, tries to help carry water but is caught in the crossfire. Lakay rushes to him, shielding him from bullets. They hide behind a fallen tree. "Are you scared?" Lakay asks him. Nilo nods. "Good," Lakay says softly. "That means you still care." They wait until nightfall before slipping away through the forest. Behind them, their homes burn, but their spirit doesn't. Scene 9. The Loss. When the smoke clears, half the village lies in ruin. Dozens are dead. Among them is Mengdomeng, the elder who first stood against Verde. His body is found near the chapel, his hand clutching a rosary. The people bury their dead under the pine trees. Lena stands beside Lakay. "You believe you would protect us."
At sunrise, the valley awakens to silence. The smoke of the burned village still lingers, mixing with mist and sorrow. The people of the mountain have lost homes, loved ones, and hope. But one thing remains: Lakay's vow. His voice, once quiet as the wind, now carries like thunder through the pines. His words travel from village to village. No more fear, no more silence. And just like that, the Cordillera begins to stir. Farmers hide weapons under their plows. Mothers store rice for the coming fight. Youths carve wooden spears and swear loyalty under the moonlight. The land has found its heartbeat again, and it beats in rhythm with Lakay.